Tēnā koutou whānau. Kia ora, ata warietia. Just thought I'd put forth a video on what's happening at the Ombudsman level. And so why this matter of the Ombudsman not being accountable to the public is so important is because if they're not being watched, then what decisions they make are not being watched. So the example of this is the watchman that's not being watched. So if there's no one watching the watchman, we don't know if they're asleep or not. And so is the watchman, which is the highest level of accountability before you go into the court system, the ombudsman, is anyone watching them? Now, the ombudsman isn't actually subject, they've told me, to the Privacy Act, which means you can't even get your own information from them. And secondly, it isn't subject to the Official Informations Act, which means that any decisions that they have made, you can't actually find out what the decision is, for example, or the records of that. So this is really just to highlight that if they can't be held accountable, and what I'm talking about is, ministries or agencies of the government, then it's one of those things that the whole system, by nature of not being able to hold them accountable at that level, there's a level of corruption underpinning the whole system. Because if you can't hold the watchmen accountable, then you can't hold the agencies underneath it accountable. And so really, hopefully this is going to bring some sort of eyes to this fact. I didn't actually know this myself until I started this process, over sort of 2 years ago, investigating these organisations and, just things that I was experiencing in my daily life. And then it's all has led to the ombudsman before going to the court level. And so we shouldn't have to go to court every time to get things resolved that we as the public have decided is either unfair or unjust at the agency level. But that's what they're pushing us into, because that ombudsman can't be held accountable in themselves. So I'll keep you posted on developments there, but it was very alarming to find that there was no way to hold the ombudsman accountable for their decisions and actions. And if there's corruption at that level, at the ombudsman level, who's meant to hold all the agencies accountable through the process, the complaint process, then really we're in a situation where there's corruption rife throughout the system by nature of the authority that is meant to be keeping everything in check, not being able to be held accountable by the public. So I appreciate your time. Jesus Christ loves you all. Tēnā koutou. Katoa.